We're going to be talking about healthy eating and how we define healthy eating and just some of the benefits of healthy eating, a well balanced lifestyle. If you stay with me today, I'm going to give you a lot of gems on some of the first steps that you should consider when going plant based, actionable steps that you can take right now with where you at and how to incorporate a more whole food plant based diet into your lifestyle. My name is Jamari Kirby. I'm a plant based expert. I help people take control of their health through dieting and lifestyle and eating. Um, I'm a published author, and also I'm the co-founder of Vegan Fiber and the Vegan Currency app. And yeah, so we're gonna get right into it today. I'm a plant based nutrition expert, certified in plant based nutrition. And once again, I pride myself on uh, being the one who took this as a visionary and just went with it and just leading the charge in plant-based nutrition revolution. So yeah, today is going to be very, very open. So I'm inviting everybody. I'm gonna give y'all some time to come in, comment. But while you're coming in, do me a favor, all right? When joining, just tell me some of the characteristics of how you define healthy eating. That'd be great. I'm This isn't really a planned live, so I'm just going with the flow. But in order to help me help you, I just want y'all to understand that being active, questions, and just being active, that's super important. Um, if it, because when I'm teaching one, I'm teaching all. A lot of the times, a lot of people have a lot of the common questions amongst all people. And so when I'm teaching one, I'm teaching all. So this is an open session for us to get some information and insights to healthy eating, steps that you can take to start a plant-based or whole food plant-based diet or lifestyle. um, I'm going to talk about some meat substitutions when going plant based. I'm also going to give y'all a little bit of background about how I was able to make this switch. So for me, I've been plant based now for 4 years and counting, and it's just been extraordinary. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. I'm not going to sit here and say that the journey wasn't challenging. But if you all can hear me, because like I said, I'm using some new systems. This wasn't a plan live. I'm streaming on a couple of different platforms. So if you're here right now, just comment if you can hear me. If everything is solid on the sound, just comment. Let me know everything's good. If you stick with me until the end, I promise you, we're going to give you so much value. I'm going to give you so much valuable information today to where you'll be able to take actionable steps. So, and I know it's going to be a good day because there's a lot of things that on this good day that was already trying to hinder me from delivering this message to y'all today. So I'm going to do everything in my power and my will to be as transparent as possible. I definitely want to openly invite y'all into my world. So a lot of the time, I just need y'all to be students today. All right. And if we have any experts here, great. I ask you to join. And actually, if anybody want to join this live with me, I got spots up to 10 people that I can have in this room. I have to send you all a special link. So if there's anybody who want to come on here and get evaluated live with me, you're more than welcome to join this and just be a student or in the seat with us. But I'm going to be very, very, very transparent with my community today. Once again, I'm Jamari Kirby. I'm a plant-based expert, co-founder and author. I'm a co-founder of Vegan Fiber and a published author. And so yeah, we're gonna get right into it today. So if everybody that's in here active, just vibe with me, all right? Tell me how do you define healthy eating? In the comments right now, if you're here, uh, just go ahead, start commenting. Some of the characteristics. What are some of the characteristics that you define healthy eating? Comment. What are some of the things that we define as healthy eating? Because this This question has been, this is something that's to your perception. So there's no right or wrong answer. So don't feel like you're being tricked into an answer. This is very open because this is to one's perception of healthy eating, which is why I feel like it's a very important question to ask before even getting into today. Because I'm going to expand your horizons to understand um, how to consider healthy eating in a way where you're actually getting uh, a lot of the nutrients out of your lifestyle. Because we have a misperception of healthy eating. So, um, what's up, Khalid? Man, thank you for joining in. I see the comments. You said you can hear me loud and clear. That is awesome. I'm in here in the lab right now, so I appreciate everybody joining. So, yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about also how is an unbalanced diet affecting you. This is also another good uh, topic to talk about, and it's going to be all open, like I said, because sometimes we just uneducated on and it's okay because I was in the same shoes as many of you all coming into this lifestyle with a I would say the mindset that it can't possibly be possible. But I was quickly proved wrong when I jumped into this. So, like I said, I'm going to use you may hear a lot of stories today about me and my transparency. So I don't want you all to feel like it's towards you. I'm just only speaking in most of the time probably third person today about my journey and the positive, the negative, whatever it entailed for me to be here today, doing what I do and what I love doing, and whatnot. So once again, if you're new to this live, we are talking about how to define healthy eating, and we're going to talk about some of the characteristics when going plant based, what to consider. So if you're here right now, you're more than welcome to comment, join. Let's get right to it. So here's three things that's needed to start your plant-based journey. All right. So number one, know your why. Okay. That's number one. And the fact that I'm going to say these three things, like you're probably going to think that it was something more that it takes to really start this journey. But I promise you, by the end of this live, you're going to be able to jumpstart your journey. All right. So check this out. Three things that's needed to start your plant-based journey. Number one is to know your why. All right. Number two is willpower. And number three is perseverance. All right. And the reason why I'm giving you this three in this chronological order, not necessarily saying that it has to be this way, but I found this super valuable in the beginning of my journey, that kept me going on the days where my mind was telling me to quit, where my body was telling me to quit. I had to remind myself of my why. Why is it that I want this transformation? I had to remind myself, what am I doing this for? All right. So only you know your why. So whether that's a medical reason, whether that's a spiritual reason, whether that's just a self, uh, just to get yourself to a higher power, there's a lot of things that can be your why. And it's super important. So right now, I just want y'all to get some things, um, get some things right now to take notes. I'm going to give y'all some super valuable information. I got some things I'm going to share on my screen. I got a lot. Like I said, I didn't plan to go live today, but I just felt the vibe, and I knew that this was going to be valuable because there was a lot of things that came in between me coming here today to give y'all this information. So if we all here right now, let's get it going. Somebody said in the Facebook comment, knowing your body, what do you target? I'm sorry, I got to take one of these things there. Let me see something real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me take something. All right. So knowing your body type and you your target goal is. Hey, so whoever wrote that comment on Facebook, knowing your body type and what you okay. All right. I don't know if that's a question or you was just answering something to earlier, but please confirm what it is that you're saying so that way I can answer. So um also, all right, so we're gonna move forward with a little bit of information today. So let me go back here. Like I said, this wasn't planned. I just wanted to talk about some things that was important. So once again, three things that needed to go plant based or to that you need to do to consider on the plant based journey is to know your why, willpower, and perseverance. And the reason why I say this is the second one is willpower. Your mind reacts to the things you tell it that it's capable. All right. So if you don't have the willpower to train your mind to be stronger than your emotions, then this journey, before you even start, you've already failed yourself because you haven't developed your why and you haven't installed the willpower. So these are two things that's super important. Also, perseverance is another thing, is because people think that consistency means results, and a lot of time that doesn't mean results. People are constantly inconsistent with things that doesn't benefit them. So being consistent in areas in life does not mean you're going to guarantee results. Some people really believe that if they wake up every day early and they work hard, they're gonna outdo whoever. And a lot of time that's not true. All right. Consistency is great, but if you're not applying it in the right areas, then it's failing you. So the reason why I chose perseverance is because what are you going to do when you hit an obstacle? All right. What are you going to do in that diet, in that challenge, when you challenge yourself to go whole food plant based, and you have a day where you're around friends and they're eating and they're doing all these things? That takes willpower and perseverance that day to overcome that. And consistency, people can fall off with consistency. Being persistent is having the perseverance through controversy, adversity, and things. So these are the three things that I chose today to plant the seed to where you can start this journey in whole food plant based just off of those three things. All right. So a little bit that I'm going to teach from today. I'm going to teach a little bit from my book. Let's see. So before we go, let me share my screen real quick. All right. So I'm gonna share my screen. So let's see. I'm gonna got so many documents. So give me 1 second. All right. So I want to talk to. Can everybody see my screen? All right. Nope, it's not there yet. All right. There we go. All right. Let me take these captions off. Cool. All right. So a little bit about who I am and how I plan on serving you. Can everybody see my screen? A-okay right now. All right, great. All right, so let me present this. Okay. So who am I? Like why am I here today talking to you? You know, of course, my name is Jamari Kirby. I'm a published author and a health accountability partner. I reside in Florida. I'm a father of three, and I'm an entrepreneur with over 13 years of experience. And I've also helped over 1,000 individuals supplement their diet with non-dairy products just in 3 years. I've worked with dozens of different marketing businesses over the years. So uh, this was something that I really, really found as a pain point in my life that I wanted to solve. So when you solve something for yourself, it tends to make you want to solve it for others. So that's how we got here today. All right. I've helped, like I said, through my company and through programs, we've helped over 1,000 individuals supplement their diet. And that's just a little bit about who I am and why am I here today. So I just wanted to give y'all that. And then we're going to go to the next screen. Yeah, I mean, y'all join in. This, like I said, this is open chat. Comment some of your concerns. Anybody want to jump in and get a consultation or ask me questions live? I can send you a link for you to join because this live is being streamed through another platform I'm using. So I have to send you all a custom live link. So if there's something that you want to join in and talk about that I'm not answering, feel free to go ahead and ask questions. Like I said, when I'm teaching one, I'm teaching all. And yeah, so I just want to get everybody to on the same page when being here. You know, like I said, we're gonna make this thing as transparent as possible. All right, so I'm going to be teaching a lot today from some of the books that we previously wrote. So a lot of people, I get a lot of I'm just going to speak on today a lot of the common concerns that I face when I'm speaking to people one on one. Um, all right, let's see. I'm gonna come back to what I was about to say. Khalid Rogers commented. He said, "I would like, I would define healthy eating: lots of alkaline water, green vegetables, low carb consumption, efficient protein intake, herbs and sea moss utilization, no bleach products such as granulates, sugar, flour, etc. No meat is best. Next best, just chicken and fish, no pork. Very small portions of reds and meats." Nice, nice. Okay. So that's perfectly fine. Like I said, everybody has their own perception of healthy eating. I'm so glad that you brought this up because this is where most people lie at with the meat consumption. So I just want to help you understand a little bit about the body today. And I believe that when I help you understand a little bit about the roles of the body and um, what food plays when coming to a lot of the side effects that we don't realize is coming from a poor diet, like anxiety. First of all, depression and anxiety is the result of a lot of mineral deficiencies. A lot of us are mineral and vitamin deficient, which causes a lot of reactions to oxidation and stress in our body. So it makes it really, really hard for our body to react to all these decisions throughout the day. And there's a lot of things that plays a big role when speaking about having mineral deficiencies and how that really, really affects uh, the body. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a solution, and how we're going to define a little bit of healthy eating. So let me share the screen. Y'all bear with me. Like I said, I didn't plan on going live today, but y'all my church, y'all all I got. So I felt the need to do this. So if you're enjoying this so far, show some love, comment, share. All right, so let me make sure I can see this screen. Give me 1 second. All right, so can we all see my screen right now? Okay, I'm sure that we all can. Give me a second. All right, so don't worry about what it says, the 5-day challenge. I'm actually teaching from a couple of slides that I teach from, so I'm going to be going back and forth. So I just want you all to take a look at different types of plant-based eaters, different types of what we consider plant-based. Dang, I wish I had my other screen because then you would see something else. But so a lot of time we have the misconception of what is vegan, what is vegetarian, whole food, plant-based, alkaline. Um, I wish I had my other diet friend to break down the Western diet in comparison to this, but we're just going to move forward. Like I said, it's all about the information transformation today. So we're going to move on. So when considering the biggest thing when looking at veganism or vegetarian, some of the basic things that being a vegan includes is the fruits and vegetables. They eat whole grains, legumes, non-hybrid plants, hybrid plants. We consume different types of oils. Vegan doesn't mean healthy, so you still see a lot of people that's vegan eating highly processed foods. Being vegan means the practice of removing animal protein from your lifestyle. So vegans do not eat any animal proteins, seafood, dairy, eggs, meat, poultry, anything you won't see vegans eating. The biggest thing between vegan and vegetarian is that a lot of vegetarians still consume eggs and dairy and seafood, which can still be a huge issue in the lifestyle if you're really trying to optimize a lot of things. This can still play a big part. And if you stay with me in a little longer, I'm going to actually dive into the characteristics and specify some of the symptoms that you are actually right now experiencing from your diet. So most of the time, when you see whole food plant-based people, they live a little, their community is a little different, a little more stricter. But I'll come back to that. If anybody needs to take a screenshot of this diagram, you're more than welcome. I'm gonna teach you all. So, all right. So I'm gonna come back to that. I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to talk about the solution. Okay. So when I got into this journey, um, a little bit about me, like I didn't before I even got involved with a lot of the other things that came along with the journey. Like I had literally, committed to cold turkey, just stop eating meat. It was something that I felt like it was like a deliverance. It was just something that it just kept coming in messages for me. So at some point, you just got to listen. So when I decided to really take it serious to the messages I was getting, I quit cold turkey. I'm not going to sit here and say it was easy, but it was easy because I mentally already had made up my mind. I felt like what was the challenging part along this journey was finding that social skill with being in this lifestyle now because I'm a father, I'm a business owner, I'm a friend, I'm all the above. So, I pride myself on still having to be social. So I think when I got into this journey, a lot of the challenge was how am I going to like adapt to this lifestyle? But I needed to understand a little bit more about the body. So and a lot of people don't realize that when going plant based, you're really needing to understand the power of dietary fiber. So I'm going to share my screen a little bit, and we're going to talk about the importance of fiber and what dietary fiber is, because many people see our company name as Vegan Fiber and may not understand the correlation between fiber and a healthy lifestyle. So um, yeah, let's get right to it. So dietary fiber is necessary. If you and you all can comment if you suffer from any of these, you can say it in your head. I'm not saying that you need to be vocal about this. This is something that you can self-evaluate. So, do anybody suffer from anxiety, mood swings, IBS, chronic fatigue, constipation, blood sugar infatuations, high cholesterol, autoimmune diseases, allergies, heart disease? These are all things that if you're not aware, chances are you are fiber deficient. And I know someone is looking at this mind blown that somebody right now is dealing with this. I mean, let's just be real. We are in a standard American lifestyle. Um, and I like to make this correlation to this. It's called SAD. So when I say SAD, it really just means the standard American diet. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about um, the standard American diet and what do we consider foods in America as standard. All right, but I just want you to understand the importance of fiber, because fiber is only found dietary fiber is only found in plants, fruits, and vegetables, whatever way you want to word that. But dietary fiber is super, 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 super important. All right. So let's see the next slide. So, fun fact. All right. Did you know that 90, and this is stats. Today we're only going to be talking about facts. All right. So if you're finding this valuable, and you just now joining, today conversation is healthy eating and how we define healthy eating. All right. And you're more than welcome to comment in the comments below what you define as healthy eating. Khalid, I'm going to come back to yours because that's really good conversation, which is why I'm building this understanding. But we're going to talk about healthy eating. All right. So if you're just joining in, welcome. Please, please, please share this information. Follow me on all platforms at Jamari Kirby. But I'm going to get right back into the slideshow. All right. So what's the role? So going back to 95% of Americans are fiber deficient. All right. What does that affect? What does that mean to be fiber deficient? All right. So here's what the role. So a little bit about fiber. The role of fiber is to remove the undigested toxins and things uh, out of your body. So there's a lot of things that, like, just think of fiber as the tool that allows your body to remove the toxins. It's super important that we understand fiber, because fiber feeds the gut microbiome good bacteria. All right. So there's certain things in our digestion system that plays a part like a car. Like, so let's just think about it like this. All right. Let's expand the horizons and shake this. All right. When you have a car, and let's just say we are premium cars who need uh, full synthetic oil changes, but we out here putting uh, whatever half and half oil in our car. And there's things that's going to happen along the line if you're not putting the right oil in your car. It's not going to run right. You know, you need it. There's a system in a car that allows it to do what it do. You have the engine, you have different parts of this car, but before you can drive the car, you must fuel the car. The car has a battery. You know, the car still has someone driving it. So these are all things to consider when making a comparison to the body. Our body has a certain function. And when you look at a car, the car exhaust system allows the things that's coming from the engine all the way to the back of the car to excrete, uh, you know, whatever, right? That's the same thing of our body. We have to look at our body as uh, something that wants to feed off of premium things. And when we not giving premium uh, food to our lifestyle, we're going to start having a lot of issues along the line. So fiber is what we need to feed the gut microbiome. All right. So the gut microbiome, and a lot of us don't understand how important sound health and a healthy microbiome is related. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about how that's related. Okay. So give me a moment, and let's go back to this screen. All right. So the gut microbiome houses 70 to 80% of our immune system. How many people knew that? All right. How many people knew that our gut microbiome houses 70 to 80% of our immune system? All right. Another thing that our gut microbiome is in charge of is that it produces 90% of serotonin. All right. So your digestion system, all right, essentially, what we need to understand is that our digestion system is in charge of a lot of things. All right. So 90% of serotonin is produced in the gut microbiome. And if you're not familiar with serotonin, serotonin is pretty much our mood stabilizer, which regulates our mood and tells us if we happy, if we sad, if we dealing with depression. It's we hear this thing where it's like we'll hear um where they say, oh, your stomach is your second brain. Well, actually, it's your first. Okay. Because your stomach is going to send the signals to the rest of your body if it's in stress, if all the things starts in the gut. So, something else I want to talk to you a little bit about today with understanding the gut microbiome and how fiber plays a big part is that the gut microbiome consists of small and large intestines, and which is essential for your digestion and bowel movement. Our stomach houses trillions of bacteria, viruses, and fungi. All right. So a balanced gut leads to a healthy body. And it's no secret. All right. So in order to feed our body the proper balance of like I said, fiber feeds the gut the good bacteria to produce bile and other things to allow it to have a healthy immune system or a lot of other things. So when you're thinking about going plant-based or practicing plant-based, let's just take some steps back. When you're considering practicing plant-based, it's not to say that you have to stop right where you at and not consume meat anymore. I just want you all to understand that when balancing out your plate, there's a rule of thumb. You can look at your plate and judge it by the colors and percentage. All right. So here's the number, the 80-20 rule. Even if you're not fully plant-based or decided to transition into this lifestyle, you can literally look at your plate in each meal and measure it through 80% of your plate should be fruits and vegetables. And if you decide to have a protein or meat of your choice, I highly recommend making that about 20% portions of your plate. If you're considering a well-balanced plate and how to start right with where you're at, you can start simply by looking at your plate as an 80-20 rule. When you're eating more plants and fruits and vegetables, it plays a super big part in feeding the gut microbiome, things that's going to help with inflammation, just a lot of things that we deal with common ailments. So we can only get dietary fiber from plants. So a lot of today's diet, when we're talking about, and I'm gonna come back to the screen, a lot of today's diet consists of this. I'm gonna bring my screen up. Give me one second. A lot of today's diet. Um, Give me one second. Like I said, I'm winging it out. I didn't expect to have to do this today, but I'm gonna weather through it. And like I said, when I'm teaching one, I'm teaching also. If you got any questions from anything that I'm talking about right now, please go ahead and ask it. Right. So we are here. All right. So, what is the standard? What is this? Remember earlier I said I called the standard American diet sad, and it really, really is. I don't think we realize that the standard American diet, we've only been practicing eating meat for the last 6,000 years. This is not something that we have evolved from in beginning time. Like we've just started implementing this whole meat thing 6,000 years ago. Many people don't realize that the supermarket industry was just introduced in like the 50s. So we are still evolving in a world where this is the new lifestyle. So I just want you all to understand that the standard American diet is just sad. It's calorie rich, nutrient poor, and is low in dietary fiber. We've already established the importance earlier of dietary fiber, right? So, simply said, if the standard American diet consists of a lot of the things which you see in this picture, a lot of times when we go to eat, we're not balancing out our plates. So a plate should be colorized and categorized by certain colors, certain vegetables. Nowadays, you see a lot of us eating so many meats in different parts of our plate, whether that's so animal protein is the leading cause of cancer. All right. And it plays a huge role in how our body breaks down a lot of things. So, just removing and being more conscious of the animal protein can play a huge role in how your body responds to a lot of things. So that's one thing. Now, on the other hand, I want to just I'm gonna play this video because we don't maybe I'm gonna play this video real quick just to show you a little bit about fruits and vegetables. So give me one second.
5 illnesses improved by fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables are the unsexy solution to all your problems. You might be holding out for some amazing super supplement or a biohack that can help you to become the best version of yourself. Don't hold your breath. The answer is right there in front of you, and it's almost insultingly simple. To demonstrate, here are 5 serious illnesses that fruits and vegetables help to fight. 5 ways that they can change your life. Cancer. Cancer is caused by mutations that occur deep within the cell, where the DNA is housed. When this DNA is damaged, it causes the cell to create faulty copies of itself, which then further spread to create cancerous tumors. Vitamins and vegetables can help to fight this process thanks to their antioxidants. These are substances that combat the free radicals that are most responsible for this kind of damage. On top of this, fruits and vegetables also include numerous individual nutrients that have been shown to directly combat tumors. Heart diseases. Heart disease has many causes, from high blood pressure to stress to a weak heart. All of these can be helped by fruits and vegetables, which provide an excellent source of fiber to help reduce blood pressure. and which provide vitamins and nutrients shown to ease it further, while also strengthening the heart. Depression. Depression is a very serious, invisible disease. While it has many causes, most of which are not still fully known, vitamins and minerals can help in many ways. Apart from anything else, they can provide crucial precursors that the body will use to create feel-good hormones like serotonin. Arthritis. You know what serotonin also does? It helps to combat pain, acting like a natural analgesic. This makes fruits and vegetables useful for any chronic pain. Not only that, but many fruits and vegetables possess anti-inflammatory properties, which make them ideal for fighting arthritis. Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is a serious degenerative condition affecting the brain. While there are again many different causes, some of the known ones can be held at bay with a diet rich in important micronutrients. Know what though? We haven't even scratched the surface yet. Eat more garlic, for instance, and you'll be able to kill off bad bacteria from within your gut. And of course, vitamin C and D are amazing at fighting off the common cold. Whatever your malady, fruits and vegetables can certainly help.
All right. So how many people enjoyed that? Did you find some value? Let's talk about that video real quick. What's the takeaway from that video? Did you all enjoy that? I did. So yeah, tell me how any feedback. Once again, when I'm teaching one, I'm teaching all. So nah, you don't necessarily have to look at food as being, if that's your question that you're asking, is the food have to be organic only. um Although I recommend we try to always get organic food, that does not always be the most convenient at some places. So, does that stop me from eating a banana if it's not organic? No. But do I strive every day to try to get most of my diet from whole food plants and things that's organic? Yes. I try very, very hard to do a conscious job of that. I'm also going to play another video from one of my colleagues, Dr. Milton Mills, as he talks about the importance of fiber. He really, really touches on fiber a little bit on what we were speaking about earlier. So I'm just going to let him play this video real quick, and I'll get back to you all.
The type of protein that is in cow's milk is completely or very different than the type of protein that is in human milk. And the cow's milk proteins cause a number of health problems in children. They're strongly associated with the development of juvenile diabetes if cow's milk is fed to kids before they're a year old. But beyond that, kids develop what's called cow's milk allergy, where they get rashes and breakouts and gastrointestinal distress. They can also develop a type of an anemia that's associated with bleeding from their intestines due to an allergy to these cow's milk proteins. So cow's milk proteins are not meant for humans. They're meant for baby calves and should not be fed to human infants or children because they will cause problems. As I said, calves are growing at a significantly faster rate than human babies, and they need more protein.
All right, so excuse me. So that video was more so talking about the dairy part, which we're going to get back to. I was actually looking for the fiber. I'm going to go to my hold on a second. Let's go to vegan fiber. He actually talks about fiber on my page. Excuse me. Let me go back to. All right, great. So if you, like I said, I have a ton of information I'm gonna give you. I'm actually going to give y'all some information today to recipes on meat substitutions. I still got a screen up for recipes. So just be patient with me. I love the fact that y'all are so active. I really want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart because people really may not understand that we're taking a big risk providing you all these type of information. We fund it all through ourselves. We've invested everything we have into giving you all a lot of this information, and a lot of it's free. If you go on my website, I have plenty of websites, but you can go to my website and you'll see like our food guides is free to download. The Ditch Dairy is a free download. The ebook to the sea moss is a free download. So I just want to just shine the light on that. Yeah, how hard we really working every day to serve you all. It may not be shown as far as my words all the time, because I don't feel like I have to like reiterate that, because y'all, the passion, I show up every day. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to highlight that. But let me share my screen to something else, just to talk about a little bit the dietary fiber. So this is my business page right here, Vegan Fiber, one of our pages, and this is Dr. Minton Mills. Let me show you on my screen. I'm sorry. So we're going to just talk a little bit about how fiber plays a huge role in, because we've already been talking about fiber. So just bear with me, y'all. I know we don't, let's bear with me. All right. So check us out.
Finally, elimination. Turns out food spends more time in your colon than it does anywhere else. So how do I know that? Well, let me ask you, how long does a meal spend inside your body? 2 hours? Who said 2 hours? No. Then that would have meant that everybody in here would have been running out to poop already. No. Well, I once had someone ask me, Dr. Mills, how do I know how long a meal stays in my body? Everything that comes out looks alike, right? So I told him, I said, this is what you do. Next time you eat whole kernel corn, look at your watch when you eat it, and then look at the time when you see it again. If you're eating a good high-fiber diet, it will average about 14 to 16 hours. So let's say 16 hours. So how long does food stay in the stomach? About 2 hours. How long does it take for a meal to pass through the 30 to 35 feet of the small intestine? Actually, less than 2 hours. So we've only accounted for 4 hours max. So that means the rest of that 10 to 12 hours, it's in your colon. And what's it doing there? Hanging out like relatives that won't go home? No. It's being acted on by the microbiome to create these short-chain fatty acids and other compounds that improve your health. That's if you're eating the right foods and you have the right microbiome. So one of the things that they can do is they activate these phytoestrogens and plant compounds called lignans, and breast cancer risk was decreased by 22% in women with the highest lignin intake. Whole grain rye decreased PSA in men with prostate cancer by 14%. Consumption of soy phytoestrogen reduces both breast cancer and prostate cancer risk in a dose-dependent fashion, meaning the more you eat, the lower the risk. Metabolism of phytoestrogens by these bacterial strains makes them more bioavailable. And bacterial strains that are most effective are those associated with plant-based diets. And this is an example of what happens when you eat the right foods. So what you see here is that when you're eating a high-fiber diet, you have this really thick layer of mucus that has kind of this two phases to it. In the upper layer, you have your bacteria, which are breaking down the fiber. Most importantly, they're creating this short-chain fatty acid that has 4 carbons called butyrate. Why is butyrate important? It's because colonic cells prefer to use butyrate as their energy source as opposed to extracting nutrition from the bloodstream. So when there's plenty of butyrate present, you see that there are nice tight junctions here. The colon cells look very healthy and very happy. You don't get leakage of colon content into your bloodstream. All right? And I'm kind of rushing because I'm about to run out of time. And also, this mucus layer has antibiotic properties in it that kill off bad guys and only let the good guys survive. But what happens if you're not eating enough fiber? Well, you see that, number one, you don't have a thick layer of mucus. And because you're not creating that butyrate, these colon cells are sickly. they can't maintain tight junctions, you start to get slippage of bacteria and bacterial antigens in between the colon cells, and that, my friends, is leaky gut syndrome. And you guys will be able to read all this information when you get the information from the organizers. It's all there. And studies have shown that leaky gut correlates with a higher risk for depression because lipopolysaccharide is a bacterial antigen that is higher. People who have major depression have higher levels of antibodies against lipoprotein polysaccharide, meaning that it shows that they are suffering from this leaky gut mechanism. Whereas when people go onto plant-based diets, their colons tend to heal themselves, that process reverses, and they're much less prone to having depression. Well, what about dementia? Does diet have anything to do with dementia? Well, this is showing you how much meat people eat around the world. The darker the country, the more meat. Why is that important? It's because when you look at Alzheimer's disease, what you see is that the more meat a country eats, the higher the incidence and rate of Alzheimer's. The more plant-based a country's diet, the lower their risk of Alzheimer's disease and other dementias, okay? So places like Iceland, the US, Denmark, eating a lot of meat and dairy, very high rates of Alzheimer's. Places where people eat a more plant-based diet, very low rates of Alzheimer's and other dementias. And we now know that our gut is directly connected to our brain, that the bacteria in the gut make neurotransmitters that actually travel to the central nervous system, help your brain function more smoothly, lowers the risk for depression, anxiety, and other disorders. Let me kind of power through these slides and I'll come back to you. And then just in general, again, inflammation, the higher the levels of inflammation, the greater the risk for ultimately developing dementia. TNF is tumor necrosis factor alpha, which is a sign of inflammation. And again, the higher the level, the greater the risk of dementia. So just to touch on some issues of physiology, do carnivores worry about fat and cholesterol? No, they don't. Dogs will not develop heart disease. Dogs and other carnivores, no matter how much fat and cholesterol you feed them, because they can dispose of it without forming blockages in their arteries. They don't develop gallstones. One of the reasons bear bile is prized in Chinese medicine is because when you drink bear bile, the body will take that bile and store it in our gallbladder, and bear bile is so strong it actually dissolves human cholesterol gallstones. But we also have medicines that do that now, so we don't have to go around killing bears. Carnivores can detoxify preformed vitamin A, and they manufacture their own vitamin C, whereas we cannot because we are plant dependent. They make urine that's up to 2.5 times more concentrated than ours, and they can metabolize excess animal protein without destroying their bones. Only herbivores have carbohydrate-digesting enzymes in their saliva. Only herbivores have an appendix. It's part of the gastrointestinal immune system. We cannot detoxify preformed vitamin A, but we can detoxify a wide range of plant alkaloids. We can make vitamin A from beta-carotene, but we have to have vitamin C, and we can't eat putrefying flesh, and we can ferment fibers. So, in closing, we have abdicated responsibility for our health and that of our children by allowing profit-driven marketing campaigns to dictate how we eat and feed our families. We gorge ourselves on unhealthy foods and stuff our children full of misnamed Happy Meals until they come to resemble pint-sized Michelin men. Then we throw our hands up in despair when they and we develop asthma, obesity, diabetes, heart disease, cancer, depression, and other chronic ailments. We have to remember these chronic diseases didn't fall from the sky at the behest of some malevolent God. They are the consequences of our own actions, and as such, we can change our behavior and improve our health. We were all born without preferences. Nobody asked for fried chicken, ice cream, or pork chop in the delivery room. The unhealthy things we eat, we learn to like. And just like we were taught to like unhealthy foods, we can learn to like healthier ones instead. We can change for the better. We must do this not only for our own benefit, but for the health and well-being of our children and for the planet and its other inhabitants. Wow, just in time. All right.
Oh, right. What do y'all think about that information right there? I'm going to bring some of y'all questions on to the big screen. So let's go ahead. Like I said, it's been a ton of information that I gave. I got time. I'm going to show some comments because I want y'all to join. If anybody wants to come chat with me live and come on video, let me know. I'll post the link because you can't just join in because I'm using a software right now. So you have to have the link sent directly to you. But I will do my best to make sure y'all included. So, all right. So let's look. Someone from Facebook said, I worry about the chemicals sprayed on fruit and vegetables. So there, don't get me wrong. All right. There's just any lifestyle. I just want to make this clear. Any lifestyle still comes with risks. All right. This is why I advise if you're looking to transform your lifestyle and you're considering going plant-based, all right, there's a lot of actionable steps, which I already gave you the 3 steps. All right. But if you're looking for long-term success, speak with an expert, speak with someone that's more educated on this topic, because there are a lot of risks that people are not advertising because they just want y'all to come be plant-based. But there are a lot of risks that when going plant-based, you should still be working with someone that's an expert. And the reason why I say that is because when we take a lot of these foods out of our lifestyle and we start eating plants, that's a whole different ball game to learn how to get your sources of iron, your sources of B vitamins. Meat has been pumped up with so much hormones and certain things to where it over exceeds a lot of the nutrition things that we think we're getting naturally, but we're not. So yes, so there are a lot of proteins in meat, but I don't want y'all to get distracted by what the meat eating to be able to develop that strong body that it houses. So a lot of time when people come plant-based, they suffer from B vitamin deficiencies. A lot of people are concerned about where they're going to get their proteins from, their iron. Like, these are all things that I'm sure that you all still have questions about, which is why I'm doing this live. And if you do have those questions, comment it right now and I'll address it. All right. So check this out. Yes, there's chemicals, there's herbicides, there's a lot of things that goes into play when still considering that you're plant-based. And I'm not going to sit here and say that that's something that still doesn't bother me to want to solve a problem for, but I can only control but so much. So a lot of the time, I do my best to strive for organic products. All right. But I will still take some of the things, and how can I say this? Like, herbicides and pesticides and things are just as detrimental in a certain way where it does cause cancer, which is why we have to do a better job as human beings to understand our purpose here on earth. We have the ability to plant and do a lot of things, first and foremost. But if I had to compare herbicides and things that maybe on some of my fruits and vegetables compared to eating meat that's been, a lot of the pigs and cows already had cancers that they're cutting out before y'all get the food. They're injecting it with all these red dye to keep it being able to be on shelf life so long. It's getting pumped hormones so it can grow faster. So there's a lot of things that goes into the meat that I'll take herbicides and pesticides before I go and just eat the flesh. My main thing I don't just want people to understand is that it's all risks in all walks of dietary things, but you're definitely going to increase a lot of your chances with this side being plant-based. There's a lot of things that go into the meat before you even get it. And when I first started this journey, I just really, like it didn't take long for me to see improvements. Like my anxiety decreased tremendously. Like I personally suffered from a lot of PTSD, a lot of like things that I'd have been through in life, to where just things I was going through. So when I got into this journey, like early on, I had a better sleep, just by taking out the things like the meat. I wasn't so angry. Like my trigger points wasn't just explosive. Like it was my energy. I suffer from a lot of chronic things like allergies. I saw a decrease in that. I mean, it's just a lot of things that when I started this journey, it didn't take long for it to start going up and giving me motivation to keep up my willpower and perseverance through the challenging times of not knowing what I didn't know. So, yes, starting this journey can be very discouraging, especially when you're looking at cultural things. A lot of us are certain and have cultural boundaries. I mean, that's all cultures. We have things that we eat because of our culture or ethnicities or these things. So there's a lot of things that can play a part when having to make a decision if this can be a good choice for you. But I just want you all to understand that even if you're not committed to going all the way plant-based, you can still enjoy using veganism or practicing plant-based. And a lot of people psych themselves out before trying. Like, I think that even with third eye looking in, when I got into this journey, like, a lot of the health conscious community do, disturb people from wanting to even try. We give a lot of the impression that, if you're not doing it all the way, then you're not doing it right. But I strongly disagree. This is why I'm putting a lot of myself forefront, because I don't want people to feel like you can't start right where you're at. We can succeed with the right mindset and resources. All right. So so don't worry about the chemicals sprayed on in the fruits and vegetables. I would be more concerned of understanding what's being implemented in the meat. Like I'd rather take that side of some of the things I'm eating versus meat that's already being trained with all these hormone injections. All right. So definitely. I hope that kind of answered that. Someone on Facebook said great information. Let's see what else. So I'm going to go on to the next portion of this segment, and it's going to be a little fun part because I'm going to come back to this information. I know y'all been here learning a lot. We're going to take a look at some foods that I currently cook in my lifestyle. So I'm going to take y'all to my mobile app, which is called the Vegan Currency app. And if you don't have the app, it's okay. You can even browse the app on a browser and not have to download it. So yes, we in all Play stores. You can find our mobile app on Google Play Store and iPhone. This is and I'm going to give y'all insights to what's in the back office and what it looks like to be a part of this community. But we have created a phenomenal place for you all to strive and achieve. We need to get out this survival mindset, y'all. Like, we've been programmed to be in survival mode, and I want you all to embrace what it means to thrive. The lifestyle that we're eating right now is very, very much still in survival mode. And I just want to, expose you all to what it means to be able to eat and thrive. So I'm gonna show y'all some of the food that we eat and how you all can obtain these recipes. So my mobile app, we have over 100 free recipes of vegan food. It's a free app for now. We're doing a lot of beta testing right now. So, I don't know what the future may hold as far as if I'm gonna keep it at free. But as of right now, it's in beta mode. So let me go to the app, and we're going to take a look at my mobile app and see what's going on. All right. So keep in mind, this is from the computer view, and it's not from the phone view. So just bear with me, y'all. But I'm gonna pull up my screen. But before I pull up my screen, is everybody here with me? Do I need to answer any questions before moving on to the next segment? What is it that you all would like me to cover? Let's start there. Do you want me to continue to go to showing y'all the food right now that I eat, or do you want me to cover any questions that you all have? All right, I'm gonna take a quick minute just to allow y'all to comment if y'all want to see the food that I'm about to show y'all, or do I need to answer any quick questions? So I'm gonna give y'all 2 seconds just to answer that, just to let me know, if y'all ready for the information, or do you have questions and concerns? But if we all good, then we should be good to just move forward. But yeah, so I'm gonna just move forward. If you got any questions, don't hesitate to intervene. All right, so like I said, keep in mind that this is my mobile app from the computer view, and some things is going to work better on mobile. So do not judge it all by this. This is once again the desktop view. If you need to access this, you don't have to download the app. I've already mentioned that you can access my mobile app from a browser. But yeah, so let's take a look at the Vegan Currency app and what's going on in our community, and just see what's going on. So we have a nice tab that's oh, I hate when this happens. Give me a second. I gotta clear my cookies. All right, let's see. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. All right, cool. Uh-oh. All right, there you go. All right, so let's just jump right into it. If you all can still see my screen, just comment. Like I said, I'm one-man show right now, so when I teach all. So yeah, just bear with me. But so yeah, here's the mobile app. So this is a really, really convenient way for you all to make the transition. All right. So when logging into the app, I know that people are always asking me, Curb, what do you eat? Curb, how do I do this? How do that? All right, cool. So let's just take a look. All right. So which tab do y'all want to see? Y'all want to see comment right now. Do you want me to cover some vegan breakfasts, lunch and dinner, or snack and desserts? If I don't see no comments, I'm not clicking on nothing. All right. Let's get these comments rolling. If you appreciate this information, let me know. Like, share, comment. Which tab do you all want me to cover? Do you want me to cover the vegan breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snack and desserts? Let's vote on this. All right. Which category do you want me to cover? Comment below. Comment below. Let's get it. All right, cool. All right. Let's see. Go here. Someone said, okay. All right, someone said breakfast. Okay. All right. Breakfast. All right, cool. Let's start with breakfast. All right, so I'm going to start with breakfast ideas. Let's see what we have in the app. All right, so here's some breakfast ideas. Let's go with some stuff that's common. Let's see what we can do to make this more common. Let's see some common. All right, let's do this. Let's check this out. All right, so I'm gonna give you all a little bit of background about some of these recipes and how you can obtain it, how it serves you, some of the key benefits, and so you just understand this is how you can veganize some easy meals. So chickpea flour. I try to tell people, me personally, I try to stay away from white foods, white anything, because white ain't right because it's bleached. All right. So when eating food, just keep considering the white ain't right. All right, because the white 9 times out of 10 is a bleached chemical that's making these foods white, which is even more issues from the natural stage of a lot of the food. So for me, when I'm advising people, sometimes when, even when I'm advising some of my clients at home, when they're like, hey, I want to go vegan and how can I start? Or, hey, I want to have a healthy eating. A lot of times I advise them, to go get some chickpea flour, spelt flour. There's different types of whole grain flours that you can get. But these are some of my favorite flours. It just depends on the taste that you want. Chickpea flour has a very more, like, I would say, savory taste to it. Spelt I use more for like certain baking. It's a little more gooey. But chickpea flour is a great flour that if you haven't checked, a lot of times you'll see it. It'll say garbanzo bean flour, which is the same as chickpea. But if we wanted just to create a vegan breakfast sandwich, this is an example. You can use unsweetened almond milk, sea salt, ground cumin, water, olive oil, black pepper, baking powder, turmeric, nutritional yeast, hot sauce, soy salt. These are all small things that you can do. And plus, if you already have certain seasonings that you want to use, don't feel like you can't use your own seasonings. I'm just giving you options of healthier options for certain seasonings. So yeah, don't feel like you gotta stick to that. Let's go check out. I'm gonna go back to here. I'm gonna go back to lunch and dinner. This is my favorite. This is one of my favorite tabs. So this is where it gets soul food for me. I'm from the South. I'm from South Carolina, the Low Country, 843. Big ups to them. You know what I'm saying? So we eat very, very good. We the home of the Gullas, the Geechees, So when I got into this journey, I had to keep eating how I ate. It wasn't like I was gonna get in here and start eating like a rabbit. You feel me? So I developed a business around my pain points and what I felt other people from where I was coming from was gonna be challenged at, and I solved the problem for myself, and I wanted to solve it for others. So these are one of my favorite things to cook is Seton. It is so good, like, because you can make your Seton patties so customizable to different things that you want to cook. You can make a Seton patty and fry it down and it come out there's so many ways that you can make a Seton patty. This is one of the ingredients that I used. You could use wheat flour. You can use like the wheat gluten, and certain things, nutritional yeast, mint, garlic, and these are a lot of the basic ingredients as far as seasonings. Please don't feel like you are limited. You can always add your own, and we give you step-by-step process of how to cook it, the ingredients. We also going to give you the cuisine. So let's say you're looking for some Asian. So you're going to get one thing about that I really, really, really like about the mobile app that we created is that we've made it easy for you all to live this lifestyle. Even if you want to go out to eat and you're like, hey, what should I order? Just log into the app and explore, see what it is that you want to make from what you're currently eating. A lot of the times it's just small ingredients that we're not realizing that's in these foods that's causing it not to be vegan. Like growing up, we ate collard greens, but we didn't have to add the neck bones in there. So that would have been a perfect vegan meal. There's a lot of things that we've excessively added meat, which takes away the value of it being vegan. So one of my favorite things to cook would definitely be a black bean burger. They're super delicious. You can get a can of black bean. Like, look how easy this is, guys. Like, we tell you the serving size, we telling you the calorie count, we tell you the cuisine, the time that it usually takes. You just don't get more convenient than this. And this is all for free. I know there's no other app right now that's giving you over 100 vegan recipes for free. Like, I did my research before starting this business, and we're the one and only that's doing something like this. So, I really love the support that we get. All right, so I got a question I see in the comments. I'm gonna answer right now. What about the whole wheat and multi-grain bread already packaged? Yeah, so that's fine. So a lot of times it comes back down to reading the ingredients, but that's fine. Whole wheat, multi-grain bread is fine. Whichever way you gotta get it, it's perfectly fine. So just read the ingredients. That's the main thing. Always read your labels. When shopping, read your labels. How many people have eaten falafels? Do we have any falafel fans in here? Even if you didn't know what to like, I've encouraged everybody, just practice one day a week cooking a whole day of just vegan. You know what I mean? Like, just practice. Start with where you at. This is obtainable, guys. I'm being 100% honest that this is obtainable. If I could do it, you can do it. I didn't have all of this when I started. A lot of the times I heard this saying that said the master has failed way more than the student has even tried. And it's facts. It's facts. A lot of the time the master has failed way more times than the student has ever tried. So a part of going through this for me was paving the way so you don't have to go through trial and error to the extent that I had to go through. I've been in this business for 4 years now. I'm studying this day and night. I got my certifications through Cornell for plant-based nutrition. I've raised my last two borns in home births, plant-based lifestyle. My oldest is 10. He was born into the Western diet, so he didn't get the benefits of all the way how I'm recreating now, but it's a journey, so I just want y'all to understand that I'm human. We are human. We all are growing. And I did not want to, the results that I had when I got into this plant-based journey was so big. I just couldn't imagine not sharing this information to other people. So a lot of what keeps me passionate and going is just knowing how I've been able to transform my life and what I can do for others. So, another meal that we commonly eat at home, I think this is going to be a big one, the vegan hamburger helper. This is a really nice way that you can turn a quick meal, 35 minutes, 20 minutes active, the level easy. So, this is an easy way that you can make a vegan hamburger helper. So some of the main things when we make a hamburger helper, a lot of people add milk. So you can use a plant-based nut milk. If you want, to those that like to add milk and things to their hamburger helper, you can use all-purpose flour. I like I told you all before, I'm not a big fan of all-purpose flour, which is why I put the substitute here. But once again, earlier we had a big conversation about how we perceive health and what does it really mean to be healthy, or what is healthy eating. And being that is such a big perception, there's different levels to this, depending on how you consider healthy eating. So is all-purpose flour a healthier option than most? Yeah. But does it still have a lot of liabilities associated to it? Yes. So healthy eating can be very broad, and just be cautious of what you're practicing when eating healthy. So these are all things that goes into this meal just to make it plant-based, and these are all the steps. I'm going to try to move faster through this because I just want to go through certain things. But you get the gist of it. Here's one of my other favorite meals. We actually had somebody cook this meal in the app and had success. So we got lots of meals in this app that's worth checking out. When you download the app, I'm not sure if you've seen the most recent update, but when you download the app, you're going to get access for a limited time right now to a library of books. So these are free in the app right now. So for those of you who may not have seen the book yet, but Why Is Dairy Scary? This is the book that we recently most released. For anybody who's haven't seen our other book, this is The Secret to the Fountain of Youth, the Sea Mossology. And I can answer questions about this later. I'm just going through some of the highlights of what you're getting in the app. And you could just read this at home in the app. Like, this is all in the app. If you're someone who's looking to master CMOS, you can do it all within the app. We have already put in a book. Like I said, guys, I got 4 years of experience in counting in this. I spent a tremendous amount of my time studying, traveling, and just being a student. So this book was written from experience. This book means a lot to us. So if you're looking to master CMOS and understand it more, check it out. It's the reason why we call it The Secret to the Fountain of Youth. I highly recommend getting that book and gaining access to it. Really quick, if you're looking to take a little bit more interest in veganism, we have another book in our library that was written by Jennifer Dawson, one of our colleagues, and we were just getting into the history of vegetarianism and just having a little bit understanding of types of vegetarian, just more understanding. Wow, because when you're at home in this journey, it can get very lonely, and I just want to keep motivating you all to be the best version of yourself. So we've put a lot of things in this app that's going to give you access to at-home learning tools. So you can come in the app, you can bookmark whatever page you left off at, the Vegan Warrior. But one of the things I'm going to teach from really quick is going to be Why Dairy is Scary Guide. I'm going to come back to that. And we're going to talk about this in a minute, because this is what the main thing that I want you to understand, that just by taking dairy out your diet right now, it can play a big role. Even if you're not considered going plant-based all the way, just take the dairy out, and I'm going to come back to you in a minute, and we're going to cover some information on what's going on the dairy. We also got a social feed. If you're not familiar, you can come to the app. We have a social feed. Oh, wow. Shout out to Taraya B. Brown B. She's in the community. She made some really nice vegetable stuff. Of course, shout out to our co-founder, Shana Maud. She stays on top of education and allowing you all to have tools to do what we do. So I don't know if this it's not gonna work. So if you're not familiar, we have a new video share platform in our app, something very similar to like TikTok. So you can now share live time with people, which you're doing all in the app. So in this mobile app, I promise you, if you download this app right now on your mobile phone, it's going to look like 10 times better. It's going to feel like you only want to be in here. I promise. All right. So we have a chat room. We have vegan news. You can come to the app. You can check out vegan news in the app. I mean, we have an extraordinary app. I'm not even like trying to boost it. Like it's extremely reliable. So we talked about fiber. These are some of the blogs that's already in the app that you can come check out too. Like I said, I'm not gonna stay here too long because but when you get in this app, you're gonna make a profile. So this is my profile and stuff like that, and you're gonna make a profile and just start beginning. So we have a lot of things. You got a chat room. You can come here. You can, if you're in the community of the Green Smoothie Detox community chat, foodies, you can come here and socialize. So I would definitely recommend that if you're looking to go plant-based and you haven't implemented a support system to keep your mind focused on the objective, I highly recommend downloading the Vegan Currency app. You can search it in your Play Store. You can even browse it. Like I said, you don't have to download it. You can browse it. If you want all of the functionality, then I recommend downloading the app, because when you're on the browser, it acts up a little bit. So that's that. But I want to come back here really quick, because I told you all I was going to teach a little bit today. And then also like plant-based eating. It's a lot. But I told you all I was going to teach a little bit today and just talk a little bit about dairy. And I'm only going to, because I got to wrap it up. It's a short amount of time that I am available to spend with you all today. And I want to, and everything is not going to be covered in one session. But I definitely just wanted to cover some stuff that I see a lot of common questions. So um, I'm gonna let's see. I'm going back to my main screen because I want to invite someone. Do I have anybody that want to join in on the live? Oh, one more thing. I'm gonna show y'all I'm gonna give y'all some solutions really quick because we went through so much information. All right, so yeah, let me pause and just give y'all a second to digest everything. Do I have any questions or concerns that I can answer really quick for those who are still here with us? We still got a really big crowd, so thank you all for that still here. I really appreciate it. I hope you find this valuable. You can download this book that you're looking at, the Dish Dairy Guide, for free. Actually, I'm going to share one more screen because I actually had some substitutes up already pending. So while I wait on this, comment your questions. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment them. I'm going to spend some time on bringing some of your questions up to the screen. So, like I said, if you got any questions, just go ahead and comment them, and I'll do my best to answer them. So, I'm going to pull up another screen in the meantime because I just want to show you all something. All right, so outside of that, we have a 30 vegan recipe meat substitution, and you could buy this on our website for $9.99. Like I said, we have a mobile app with free recipes, but sometimes, like a lot of these aren't in the app yet. So, you kind of get some exclusivity to where you can still have some stuff on hand. And you can this is an ebook. So let's see here. So if you want to buy this, like I said, you can go to www.veganfiber.com, select the product section, and yeah, you'll be able to view that. Give me one moment. All right, so let me share my screen. All right, so I didn't even realize my screen wasn't on, so excuse me. Yeah, so we're back here at my meat substitution book, and we wrote this as well. Let's see, 15. Let's go look at some good. Fried mushrooms. These, honestly, mushrooms, don't get caught up on the portobello mushrooms. There's a lot of other mushrooms that serves you value. Oyster mushrooms, king oyster mushrooms. You have shiitake mushrooms, lion mane mushrooms. I mean, there's mushrooms for days that delivers a lot of like protein and B vitamins. And I mean, even if I wasn't super like anti, well, I say anti, if pro vegan, I would like mushrooms is delicious, man. Like I'm serious. Like, if you haven't had the leisure of someone cooking you some good mushrooms, you need to get on it. So you can get this book on our website. Like I said, I'm gonna show you how easy it is to go to our website. We got a couple of different websites, so don't worry. But let me go to this website, and I gotta exit out of this. All right, so when you come to our website, you can go to products, view all, and you see here, you can get this. Oh, and we also have a 28-day vegan meal plan. So if you're looking for a meal plan, you can get this for $10.99. We have a free plant-based food guide that you can download. We also have a meat substitution recipe book for $10.99, and nutrients for prenatal care. That's a free download. I mean, we have a lot of things that you can jumpstart your journey. So don't feel discouraged for wherever you are in your journey. There's things. I highly recommend that if you found any of this information valuable today, that you book a call with me. I'm gonna share another screen. Give me 1 second. All right, so I'm going to share another screen. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna go back to. So let's see here. Oh, okay. Screen not shared. Okay. All right. So can you see my screen now? Okay. So thank you for telling me that. So as you see here, we have a 28-day vegan meal plan on the go. For $10.99. We have a plant-based food guide, $0. Meat substitution ebook, $10.99. You can get this book right here. I highly recommend it if anybody don't know where to start at. Just start implementing sea moss into your lifestyle. It's like the gateway sea vegetable for me. Like it opened my eyes up to so much capability. So that's why I'm always highly recommending it. Catch this while this is on sale, guys. Like it's an extreme sale on this right now. So if for you all that joined earlier, you got to see a little bit about fruits and vegetables and how it plays a big part. So these are just some of the things that you can do on our website. If you would like to schedule a free consultation, all you have to do is come here, schedule a free consultation, and myself or Shane Amal to be the one speaking with you as your health professional expert, and we'll look forward to that. We've helped a lot of people transform their life, and we take pride in it. So join along the way of that. I'm gonna go back and share another screen because I just wanted to teach a little bit from experience of some of the things that you can do just by taking out dairy from your lifestyle. So earlier I talked a little bit about fiber and the importance of fiber. So I'm going to come back to that topic really quick. It won't be long, but I just want to stress the importance of fiber. So now that we understand a little bit more concept of veganism and plant-based diet, the objective of being vegan is to implement more dietary fiber so it can feed the gut microbiome. An unbalanced gut can cause a lot of issues. It's associated with a range of conditions, but not limited to. So if you are someone that's been going to a lot of healthcare providers and getting a runaround or just feel out of luck, this is a really great way for you to take control of your health on your own. If you experience any type of chronic fatigue, cancer, allergies, inflammation, autoimmune diseases, this is all linked to a fiber deficiency. The gut lining is extremely important. A healthy gut lining controls what enters the bloodstream, and eating your proper plant-based diet will help strengthen the gut lining. These are just some of the things that are linked to many health conditions. Like I said, 95% of America's fiber deficient. So cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and forms of cancer. So there's a lot of things. Like I said, fiber plays a big role, and it removes the undigested carbohydrates from the stomach and digestive system, which allows your body to remove a lot of toxins. Fiber is only found in plants, so like sea vegetables, like sea moss, legumes, beans, fruits, vegetable, nuts, seeds, things like that. So yeah, that's old, so don't worry about that. So those are some of the things when considering plant-based and the significance of plant-based and how it can benefit you. Now, when we're talking about ditching dairy, and the importance of ditching dairy, and just understanding what role does dairy play currently in your lifestyle right now without you even knowing. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to talk a little bit about dairy. All right. And the main reason for this is because dairy is scary. I promise you. And if you don't trust that, after you read this guide, you're gonna be able to evaluate that on your own. Now, to your own leisure. Take your time. There's no rush. But let's talk a little bit about this information that's in here that we're looking at. All right. So I'm just gonna go to the index, and we're gonna just take a look at let's see which topic do I want to cover. Here we can go to the introduction. So so let's see. I'm gonna get. So yeah, let's talk about dairy. All right. So in today's world, we have a huge love for dairy. All right, we see it everywhere, whether that's in cheese, milk. We don't even realize that dairy is in a lot of products, and it plays a huge role. Like it's in chips. It's everywhere, but we don't realize that we actually are allergic to dairy. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the onset of dairy and what it means to be lactose intolerant, and then just certain things about dairy. So let's just go right here. This is a good. All right, so let's talk about the crude process of dairy products and how it can negatively affect the human body. So are y'all with me? Are y'all ready to hear this? Because I am excited to educate you all about the crude process of dairy products. I guarantee this is going to be a great problem to solve for you all. So just stay tuned. All right. So check this out. The crude process of dairy. So let's get right to it. All right. So when humans consume cow's milk, all right, additional hormones can be harmful to the bodies. All right. So just by consuming cow's milk and what it can cause in us and what is it doing to the human body. So it's causing a lot of fertility issues in men and women. It promotes breast cancer and prostate cancer. A lot of women are seeing a big increase in ovarian cancer or fibroids, and a lot of this is due to dairy. Dairy is high in saturated fat. Dairy causes a lot of blockages issues. Dairy is extremely harmful to our body. It's especially for people of color. Asians are 90% dairy allergic to dairy, which is not being talked about a lot. African Americans are 80% lactose intolerant, which means that it affects our body highly. Spanish descendants, I believe it has a little less sensitivity to it, so they're like in the 50 to 70 percentile. You'll see Caucasians, their dairy intolerance is very, very high. So they are like at the 30 to 10, for anywhere between that 10 to 30% dairy intolerant. But that does not mean that their body isn't responding to their dairy in a negative way. It just means their body is tolerating it more, but it's still causing the same issues. All right. So a lot of people that consume a lot of dairy are seeing early puberty in children, hormonal imbalances, mood swings, changes in sex drive, weight gains, digestive issues, liver issues. These are all things that takes place, that happens with the consumption of dairy. So with some of the medical side effects of dairy consumption, so pretty much dairy can cause high cholesterol levels. Milk, cheese, yogurts, butter, ice cream are all examples of dairy products. And they are sources of saturated fat, which promotes bad cholesterol. Eating foods in those categories mentioned earlier will definitely increase the chance of developing heart disease. All right. So men right now are seeing in men in between the ages of like 50 and 60 are seeing a big increase of colon cancer, and a lot of it can be accredited to dairy consumption. There's a lot of things that I feel that when we see dairy, we don't realize what's being the difference between the facts and the propaganda. So the propaganda is that dairy is strong for bones. The facts is that there is no clinical trial that has proven that dairy affects the bone and strengthens the bone. In fact, a lot of studies have shown that people who consume a lot of dairy are more um, are more able to they're more assess they're more likely to get osteoporosis, and things that deals with bone issues. They're more actually increase the risk of hip fractures. And these are all studies that have been shown through dairy. So like I said, take your own time to kind of go from today and grow. But there's a lot of things that dairy plays a big issue on. Dairy, like I said, the saturated fat alone in dairy should be all the reason to leave it alone. It causes a lot of chronic digestive issues. It can increase the increase the risk of cancer. The harmful substances in dairy, like a lot of people don't realize why they are addicted to dairy. And so there's a chemical that's found in dairy called casein, and casein is the primary protein that is actually found in milk. All right, so one thing I just want y'all to understand that dairy is a sugar. So the lactase and those things are sugars. So people who are diabetics, at no point you should be consuming dairy. These are things that you kind of don't know when you go to your doctor, and they still may be promoting milk and all these stuff. But dairy is a sugar. So people who deal with diabetes should not be consuming dairy at all. I don't recommend it in general, but especially people who's dealing with sugar issues, I highly recommend ditching the dairy. Casein is the primary protein found in milk, cheese, and other dairy products, but it's also used to bind certain medications and cosmetics. So casein makes up about 80% of the total protein content in cow's milk. But one thing that I want you to understand is that the name casein is derived from the Latin word cheese. All right, so we are adapting ourselves to certain things and not understanding the composition of how it plays a role in our body. But we are the only animals who are still consuming milk after adolescence age. So there's nothing that shows that we should still be consuming milk after the breastfeeding stage. And the fact that we are still consuming milk for whatever amount of years is a little alarming. So when you're seeing a lot of these diseases like heart diseases and things like that, you can accredit a lot of that to the dairy. Dairy affects our body in so many ways. The casein is the main thing that I want to shine a light on, because casein is an addictive chemical that's in a protein that's in the milk, and it actually attaches itself to the neurological portion of your brain where heron signals the addiction. So a lot of people, when they see that they can't give up the milk, they're like, man, like I can't get off this milk. They go through a lot of withdrawals. They feel that, a lot of people are really addicted to milk. And the reason is because of casein. So casein, like I said before, plays a huge role in dairy. 80% of dairy is made out of the casein, and these are still sugar molecules as well. So just understanding it is I don't expect for you all to understand it today, but this is why we put so many of this information in the book, so that way you can understand that there's an issue out there that deserves solving. All right. And the second protein that's in dairy is wheat. And the wheat causes a lot of the part of it where you're seeing a lot of your gas and stomach cramps after consuming the dairy is coming from that wheat portion of the dairy. Like I said, dairy is made of two things, and that's the casein, and the other portion is the wheat. And the wheat causes a lot of damage on the body. And excessive consumption of wheat protein can put strain on the kidneys and lead to kidney damage. The high proteins in meat alone overworks the digestion system. It overworks the kidneys. The kidneys and liver have a specific job. And when we consume these animal proteins excessively, we put a big strain from excessive proteins, which promotes the cancer growth, which clogs up the arteries. We put an extreme strain on the organs, which plays a big role in excreting toxins from the body. So some of the first steps that you can take is simply removing the dairy out of your lifestyle. Even before you get to the other things, like Khalid said earlier, he defines this is what he defined healthy eating, and it's drinking a lot of alkaline water, green vegetables, low carb consumption, efficient protein intake, herb and sea moss utilization, no bleach products such as granulated sugar, flour, etc. So yeah, this is something that you can kind of take heed to. You know, if you're like even at just following, and he's not plant-based and things. I don't think he's like fully plant-based, but I mean, these are things that you can start doing and starting right where you at, taking the dairy out your diet, substituting the white flours for more whole grain flours, substituting your oils that you're cooking your stuff in, reduce frying. Like frying is not fish is not good for our body to always fry these foods so much. Like we eat a lot of fried foods. That's another thing that causes a lot of issues. So if you're someone that's always frying, try to, walk away from that. Grease still is saturated fat as well. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can start at, but removing dairy would be the main thing that I would focus on, because over long term, it does cause a lot of issues that doesn't allow your body to remove and operate, managing toxins and stuff. I just think that, it's very easy to follow along in this book. If you're still unsure, matter of fact, go to page like 70 something. I want to talk about what dairy is actually doing to these kids. Because even how many people suffer from acne? Let's pause real quick. How many people are suffering from do you or anyone you know that's currently suffering from acne? Any eczema, skin issues? Do you know anybody that's dealing with any type of skin disorder right now? If you do, one of the actionable steps that I highly recommend is removing dairy. I've seen some of my clients have tremendous success with skincare after removing dairy from the lifestyle and diet. So I highly recommend removing the dairy as an actionable step. Like that's a really good first step. And let's just take a look at what the dairy is doing to the environment. We talk a lot about global warming, but I don't think we fully understand the concept of global warming and what is it doing economically and why is it taking place. So a lot of global warming can be accredited to the overconsumption of animals that we're eating right now. We are using an extreme amount of natural resources to feed these animals that we're slaughtering. So when we're talking about what the world needs as a balance, so the United States makes up of 5% of the world's population, right? And Just okay, so the United States makes up 5% of the world's population. We consume over 25% of the Earth's natural resources alone, and that's extremely bad. 1/3 of the Earth plate is already in dust. We are not realizing really what's the cause of global warming. Global warming is happening because we are practicing unsafe farming techniques in for when we're doing these uh, meat stuff when we're looking to raise cattle and all this stuff. Like we're doing some terrible farming techniques which is destroying the earth surfaces right now, current day. There's an article out right now that talks about that we may not have enough oxygen by like the year 2050 at the rate we're going because of how much of the earth plate we've destroyed. So when talking about going plant-based, it's not just for yourself. We have a job as humans. We have a job as the indigenous people of this earth. We are the only animals that had been given the privilege to have independent thought and the ability to express love. And I think that's so important for us to understand that. We spend a lot of time focusing on things we hate. We spend a lot of time on not using our own brain. And as humans, like our job is to take care of this earth. We use so much of our, and I'm gonna come back full screen because this is a very, very sensitive topic that I just want you all to understand the passion that I have when speaking about this. So we have been born into a lot of circumstances that I believe is more man-made rather than physical, like natural. And one of the things that I just want y'all to understand is that we still have a job as humans, and it's not to just go to work and do the things that we've been accustomed to. Like there's nothing that we do on a day-to-day that's not coming from the earth resource, right? Everything that we operate and use in life is being consumed or deprived from the world, the earth. And it's sad to see us as humans get so far away from Mother Earth as our assignment to take care of her. We use it for food. We use the earth for shelter. We use it for paper. We use it for everything that we do, materials. Like, so when I don't know if you ever saw, but plants talk. They have an electric field to where we just can't hear it with our ears, but animals can hear the plants crying. And right now the earth is losing so much of the natural resources because we are killing a lot of the natural vegetation for livestock because of the food demand. It takes so much food just to produce 1 pound of beef. So a lot of the foods that we could be giving to the people, we are giving it to the animals. A lot of the water resources that we're seeing, we're having a lot of issues with water today, is because it takes a lot of vegetation and food to feed these cattle. So in order to nurture the cattle's food, they have to feed the grass, water, and other things to keep the earth fertilized for the animals to eat and be slaughtered. So we're taking a lot of these trees and we're knocking them down to create these livestock operations, and we're not doing our job as human beings, as the people of indigenous of this earth, to take care of its resources. And we're just consuming, and we're not realizing that the overconsumption is being detrimental to the earth right now. So if you don't even want to consider joining this journey, just look at the impact of what you can contribute to by just going plant-based. And I mean, if we're going to keep being concerned about global warming, I mean, this is the perfect way to make a key point, because like I said, we are over consuming a lot of our natural resources, and it's not allowing us to resurface and nurture the earth. So I feel like that's a big issue that we should be addressing and understanding when talking about global warming. They're not mentioning why. A lot of it's just, oh, global warming is happening, but it's not just emissions. It's not just this gas. The gas from the lawnmowers and tractors alone from livestock is enough pollution that's being back into the world. So deforestation is happening. It's one of the most significant ways in which dairy industry contributes to environmental degradation. In order to produce large amounts of land, in order to produce dairy, large amounts of land is needed for grazing, which goes to my point that I was talking about earlier and how this is playing a big role in today's world. And another thing is that it's really, really like it's just really taking a lot of our natural resources, guys. I wish I had seen the page I was looking for. Let me scroll all the way up to page 1. All right, so let's see. All right, so let's go right here. So if you are someone who's uneducated about even if you are considering giving your child dairy, please make sure that you're not giving this child milk before the age of 2. The body don't have the child's body before 2. We don't even have the enzymes to properly digest the cow's milk, which can cause very bad issues with digestion. A lot of these formulas are still implementing cow milk and things in dairy, and seeing children like just the things that's going on in their digestion system is not normal for them to experience the discomfort and the colored poops and the excessive poops. It's not normal. They're experiencing that because there's dairy in their lifestyle. So it's very important that you remove dairy in total. And a lot of kids die, a lot of early childhood right now with diabetes is on the rise, and we're not realizing that that's coming from consuming dairy. So children between 3 and 4 are still in the growing years, and they require a well-balanced diet. But consuming too much dairy will definitely cause allergies, infections, and digestive issues like diarrhea and constipation. It can also affect their growth rate. Children between the ages of 14 and 18, studies have shown that teenagers who consume dairy are at a higher risk of developing a condition called osteoporosis. And osteoporosis is a condition that reduces bone strength, making it easier for the bones to break. The negative effects of dairy consumption in teenagers have been linked to a decrease in bone mass, which means that dairy products have been associated with strong bones, and it's only due to the marketing efforts. There's no scientific proof that it strengthens bones. The consumption of dairy depletes calcium levels in bones, which is a way of leading to osteoporosis. So these are things that's happening. So let's just say you're still consuming dairy between the ages of 18 and 30. All right, so what starts to happen? All right, you start seeing higher levels of saturated fat, cholesterol. You're starting to see an increase in blood clots, blood pressure issues. You're starting to see more doctor visits with more concerns of cardiovascular disease. These are all the things that starts to slowly happen. We have to remember that this is like a slow way to die. And it's not always about what you're doing right now. Just consuming this over a large amount of time is developing a lot of these chronic ailments. So people that's between the ages of 31 and 50 who still consuming dairy, you're seeing them develop a lot of type 2 diabetes and things. So I just feel like this is a very, 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 very informal way to just shed the light on in human process of dairy products and on the product and production. It plays a big role on hormone imbalances. It plays a big role on preeclampsia right now for women. It's playing a big role in prostate cancer for men. It's just needs to be something that we shouldn't. Right now, we classify dairy as a food group, and we have to do a good job. We have to be more stronger to get this removed from our food group, which is why dairy is scary. All right. I gave you all the screaming amount of information, which is no problem. But if you found this valuable, just do me a favor. Just share this information with someone that you find that could find value. Visit our websites, join our Facebook groups, join our subscription on our email listing so you can be a part of some of the early updates. We have extremely amount of we have so much information that you just have to self-educate yourself to and grow in. So just join in and start right where you at. One of the ways, like I said, that you can do is ditch the dairy. Another thing that you can do as an actionable step is join our green smoothie detox. All right. It's going to teach you a lot of things that you maybe didn't know when using smoothies. Like smoothies is a great way to get a lot of your phytonutrients. Green smoothies is a great way to get like a lot of your phytonutrients, a lot of the green antioxidant support that you need from plants. It's a great way to not focus on having to eat green plants. Like green smoothies is a great fun way to get the kids involved to a well-balanced fiber intake. It's a great way to just elevate your health, reduce the chances of increasing a lot of these heart diseases and things. Green smoothie is just a great way to add value to your day. So here if you go to, I'm gonna show you what it looks like on the green detox, on my green detox, and I'm gonna share this screen on as far as the importance of a smoothie, and then I'm gonna leave it on that note. All right, because I want to leave y'all off with solutions. So I appreciate everybody who has stayed with me. You can download my free dairy book at www.ditchdairy.info. I'll be looking forward to you all joining me in that community, and just join my Facebook group at Ditch Dairy. If you're looking for a quick solution, join our self-paced green detox course. It's an amazing opportunity that's going to give you at-home recipes and just show you how to really build a smoothie. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. I'm going to leave you off with the green smoothie detox video and just a little bit about the solution, a little bit about why I created this green smoothie detox as a highlight point. It's simple. When I got into this journey, people had a lot of objection on how to get their recommended daily fiber intake. And a great way to do that is through green smoothies. Green smoothies is a great opportunity to incorporate the vegetables and things that you would only get, and vitamins and proteins that you only get from plants. So green smoothies just give you a very quick, convenient, tasteful way to implement healthy eating. So without further ado, I'm just going to show you this video that talks about how to make.
We don't have any smoothie recipes to start making yet, but to start with, that isn't going to matter. Instead, we're going to look at the basics that apply to any smoothie. Because really, you don't necessarily need a recipe. You know, there's nothing wrong with just experimenting with different combinations of fruits and vegetables and tweaking the ratios to find things you like. Elsewhere in this series, you'll find a guide to the different health benefits of various fruits and vegetables, as well as the benefits of different nutrients, and that can serve as a good starting point. But to get creative, you need to know the basic rules that will apply regardless of your ingredients. How do you make sure that your smoothie is basically tasty and doesn't leave you cold? Well, the first thing to do is to choose the fruits and vegetables that you're going to add to your smoothie. As mentioned, you should choose the fruits and vegetables based on the goals you want to achieve and the nutrients you're interested in. Of course, you should aim for a balance, but Ask what your primary goal is too. Is this a fat-burning smoothie, an energy smoothie, or a fiber-packed smoothie? Think too about the sugar content and acidity. Something like a banana or an avocado will be much less sugary than something like an orange or a mango. If you have one or two ingredients that pack a lot of sugar, then consider adding a few less sweet ingredients to try and even the score. What's also very important is to make sure that you get your ratios correct, and we'll come to this in a moment. The first thing to add to your container before you start making your smoothie is some form of liquid. This, of course, is going to be what keeps your drink a drink and not a mush. What's also important, though, is that you think about how much liquid you want and what type of liquid you're going to use. The most common choice of liquid will be water. However, it's also fairly common to use milk, which comes packed with its own nutrients, or to use fruit juices. It's also normal to use 1 to 2 cups for one person's worth of smoothie. Note that your smoothie's consistency is very much dependent on what you do now. If you want the drink to be very runny, then adding a lot of water and juice is fine. If you prefer a thicker consistency, though, then you'll want to add a little less and/or choose something that is thicker to begin with, such as milk or even yogurt. Whether you prefer your drink to be runny or thick is entirely a matter of preference and might also vary depending on the recipe and the goal. Common liquids you can use for delicious smoothies include water, almond milk, coconut milk, coconut water, organic fruit juice, freshly squeezed juice, kefir, tea, or yogurt. Have fun and experiment. The next thing to think about is your base texture, and often just referred to as the base. This is what's going to provide the body of your smoothie and give it a thick consistency so that it is a smoothie and not a juice. The aim here is to pick something which has a thicker consistency itself, and that usually means something along the lines of bananas, mangoes, pears, peaches, or avocados. Yogurt, or yogurt as it's also pronounced, also works well, as do nut butters like peanut butter. Coconut meat, chia seeds, ice, frozen fruit, or even cream, although this last option is not quite so healthy, are also things that you might want to consider. Good bases include bananas, mangoes, pears, peanut butter, avocado, yogurt, frozen fruit, peaches, apples, plums, or melon. The next thing to do is to insert the additional fruits and/or vegetables in the necessary ratios. You've already set them aside, now you need to choose the specific quantities and add them in. For example, if you're going to make a green smoothie, you'll probably be adding spinach, kale, beet greens, dandelions, lettuce, broccoli, cauliflower, etc. For juicy ones, you'll likely have things like berries, oranges, apples, and so on. You already have your base, and this is going to give the most flavor to begin with. Choosing fruits from here is a matter of choosing what goes well with that base, and you can work this out by thinking about what works well on a plate together. For example, a great dessert is to have berries with yogurt, and for that reason you can get the same delicious effect by adding berries to a yogurt base. This will give you a ton of antioxidants, while the yogurt in particular will help you to get digestive benefits, and we'll talk more about this in a subsequent video. Conversely, strawberries are known to go very well with bananas. Likewise, mangoes and orange is a great mix. With all that done, add your fruits into the blender, de-seeded and de-stoned of course, and then blend them up into a pulp. You can always add more water at this point if you decide it needs it. Remember to keep your hand over the lid though.
All right. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that joined today. Remember, my name is Jamari Kirby. I am a plant-based nutrition expert, and I help you unveil the unknown about healthy eating. I help you implement healthy eating in using as towards a healthier lifestyle. So I highly recommend, if anyone found any information that I spoke about today valuable, I really highly recommend messaging me, visiting my website, just schedule a consultation. Let's work. Let's get you a free personalized plan on how you can start implementing a more fiber-rich diet today. That is my job. That's what I pride myself on. I'm here to serve you and guide you along the way. And I enjoy doing it. So if you want an expert to get you there, meet you there, assist you there, support you there, coach you there, that's me. I'm your guy. Give me a call. I got you. My international number, no matter where you're at in the world, you can literally text me at any time. Let me share my. You don't have to text the word green smoothie detox, but if you have any concerns or questions, you can text that number right there, 855-576-0075. That's again 855-576-0075. Text your questions there. If you would like to get more information about the green smoothie detox, just text the word green or green detox to that number. And we'll get you there. So remember, guys, follow me at Jamari Kirby on all platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Vegan Currency app, Instagram, anywhere you can find me. YouTube, Linktree, LinkedIn. Just follow me, Jamari Kirby. That is me. I'm your guy. Give me a ring. I'm here to serve you. All right. I'd just like to give a big shout out to our co-founder, Shana Maud, for being able to help put all of this and make it possible. We wouldn't be able to grow and do the things we wouldn't be able to do anything that we're doing without our co-founder and team working so diligently every day to serve people. So if you want to find out more of her journey, we're going to be bringing her on the channel. She's been in the comments. We're going to be bringing her on the channel to talk a little bit about more of her background and how she got into plant-based and her pregnancies and just going more plant-based, because her journey was more like she actually went plant-based while being pregnant. So I think that is super valuable information to find out more. So if anybody's out there that's looking to work with someone specifically when it comes down to pregnancies and children and caretakers and things, I would definitely book a free strategy call with Shana Maud. She's a specialist in that and pride herself on there as well. So I would just really like to say thank you for everybody who took the time. And I'm going to ask you again, because this was the original question of the live, is how do you define healthy eating? And I'm going to be looking forward to hearing from you all. Follow me on all platforms. Once again, if you found this information valuable, just share it on all platforms. I really appreciate it. If you're following us from Vegan Fiber page, like us, comment, share on all platforms. Stay connected. Follow us. There's our website. You can tap in and just join. And let's build. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the other side. I know your transformation is near, and I'm right here. We're right here. We're doing this. We're doing this with no man left behind. I'm not going to quit on you until you quit on yourself. I love y'all. Peace and blessings. I holla. I'm out. Put some little music on the way out for my outro, because that's just what it is. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I hope you found value in this just as much as I found value. And yeah, out.